Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my goodness. You know, today is one of my favorite series that I'm working on, and it is my Tackle It series, where I've been going through bags and bins and boxes and things and finding these really old projects and deciding to do something about them. And surprisingly, my something about them, a lot of them, is I want to finish them, which is crazy. My oldest one that I have found to date, and I don't think we're going to find anything older than that, is 19 years old. And yes, I did finish that pair of socks. And I have a lot of other things. And I'm telling you today, I don't feel it. I mean, I love the series. That's not what I'm getting at. Oh my gosh, that is not what I'm getting at. I'm a little frightened at the moment to try to go into one of my bags and my bins and my boxes and find something else, because I tend to grab 2 or 3 things when I'm grabbing through a bag, a box, a bin, or something, and they're large projects. I've not come across small oh yeah, I did. I did come across a small I did. In this bag, I did come across a small. There's an option, but I'm like, yeah, I got these things. I got little pieces that I could turn into things. Yeah, I've got these that I was gonna make a stuffed animal with. That's small. Still have to do something with them though. Everything else is big. I'm like, I can't grab another big project. Where'd my shawl go? Is it right here? No, it's downstairs, so I was working on it. I have this beautiful orange lace shawl. I have sweaters. I have big things. Oh, did you want to see what that blue tank top looks like that I started? Who knows when, that had steeking involved in it. I have that on the mannequin. All right, so we're downstairs in my overflow. Look at this, that's beautiful. My downstairs yarn area. And I have this piece. This is one of my vintage pieces that we have discovered in the Tackle It series. This was going to be a lovely, absolutely beautiful tank top at one point. And it's an out of print pattern. And I ended up stopping because right here at this point, you were supposed to bind off stitches or do something, whatever, so you could end up steeking this. It's a tank top, or that's what it was going to be. And you can see I've got quite a bit of the body done. And then this was just going to be this nice, beautiful cabling and then going up into a tank top action. Well, I was definitely not ready to do any steeking at that particular time period. And this yarn, I don't know what it is. It's a viscose, cotton viscose or something, not necessarily something I want to do with steeking, especially a first time steeking. And I was just going to pull this out since I don't know when I started it. I'm not going to finish it. And that yarn is all I have left. I don't know what yarn this is to be able to get more of. Look how pretty that is. So I'm not sure the yarn to get more of it. I was thinking at first, because it has some like little shiny, yeah, when you get real close, you can see it's got some little shiny bits in it. I was thinking it was Yarn Arts Summer, which is right here. And this has a lot more shiny in it. And it said, no, that is definitely not it. And it's not the same color. So I don't know what yarn it is. I can't get more of it if I don't know what it is. I have this finite amount left. So no clue. You guys suggested, and I think it's a brilliant suggestion, is to take this, not just rip it all out. I mean, I can, not just rip it all out, but take this and maybe turn it into a skirt for one of the grandkids. I could leave this as is and do something else with the rest of this and gather it up, or just pull it down to about here, not a big deal, and then gather this up, do something else to maybe turn it into a tank dress for maybe the 2-year-old. I mean, it would flow, it would fluff out. Mommy always puts the little shorts and stuff underneath their dresses anyway, so then they can do headstands and things that little girls like to do. So that's an option, and I love that. So that's a beautiful option with this piece. I've held it up, but you don't get to see how pretty that is. You don't get to see that drape as much and what was actually happening here. So this is absolutely lovely. And I think you guys are right. It really does need to see the light of day. Even if I, like I said, keep this and then gather up. I mean, right here, I'm coming to the top of a cable. So that's a really good spot to go ahead and do something different. Maybe finish the row, bring that cable together. I don't know what size needles I was on because it didn't have needle tips in it either, but do something along that line. Bring that cable together so it just looks really pretty. It looks maybe a couple rows, I don't know. And then do something different with that yarn. And I could even change yarns at that point, not necessarily finishing off with this because this is, like I said, all I have left, but change yarns into something else that might be fun. And I love your guys' creativity. I think that this would be a waste to just rip out at its current state, and we'll just repurpose it. So that's where I'm at with this. And it's nice to be able to put it on the mannequin to see what I'm working with. That's to me, it's really a good way to look at it and to figure out what's happening. And it's nice to just see, I did pretty good. I mean, look at that lace. I did pretty good. And that'll be really nice. I think that you guys are brilliant, and I need to follow your advice. Not all the time, right? I don't follow my own advice all the time. Why would I follow somebody else's? But in this one, I think you guys are 100% correct, and that is where I need to go. All right, so on that one, you can see where I'm at and what my decision processes are. After I had filmed that, I think I'm going to probably pull that cabling down or out, or at least try to find another yarn to go with that, because that little bit of yarn is all I have left. And if I want to turn that into a skirt for a grandchild, then there's plenty, right? I could continue that cable, maybe flip it over, put elastic in the band, you know, turn that into a band encase elastic, encase, not encase, encase. Make an envelope. There you go. I could do that, and then it would be elastic and it would scrunch up. That is an option to still keep that beautiful cabling. As you saw, that yarn is all I've got left. So that's one option. Another is to pull that back some and decrease and maybe do some sort of ribbing and turn that into a tank top or something along that line. So there's options. I'm going to go around my room a little bit and see. I mean, I did have that Yarn Arts blue that is more sparkly that might work with it, you know, the two tones. But I think if I were going to change yarns, and I would have to, is I would want something that's deliberately contrasting. You know what I'm getting at? Something that it looks like it was meant to be that way, not, oh yeah, you ran out of yarn. We know there's differences as far as that goes. But yeah, I was sitting downstairs. I'm like, okay, what am I to talk about? Tuesday's like my favorite video. It is. I keep going through and finding things like this. I mean, you're like, what, did you miss that one? I have yarn in here. Okay, great. We know. I have to put my DK away, my comfort DK away with my other comfort DK, but it was all in here because I have these little doodads and they were going to be a stuffed animal, and that's what that is. And I've got things in here that need to be pulled out. Oh, I've got some more beautiful yarn. Look at that. That is stunning. This is Veil. This is 70% baby alpaca, 30% bamboo viscose. Ooh. Oh, that would be gorgeous with what I had in mind. So instead of working on any of my large projects, I thought, okay, and I'm just not going to dig out another one. I tell you, if I dig out another one and I want to make it, I have a lot. I have a lot of large projects. I want a win. I want an easy win. Yes, I did just finish a sweater. Okay, I did just finish a sweater. We saw that. The boho sweater right here. My husband says it's not done because my ends aren't woven in. But I did all the knitting. I did just finish a sweater, so I should count that as a win. Maybe I should just, you know, do a live and have a stack of projects that I have that just need ends woven in and talk with everyone. That's not a bad idea. It's actually a really good idea. What's been calling me for the last couple days, and I have succumbed to just searching through all sorts of pattern databases, Ravelry, my patterns that I have bought, paid for, physical books, online, free patterns, paid for patterns, Etsy patterns, a teddy bear. Now, I've made teddy bears, right? I've made bears. Well, I love that one. That's the Polska bunny. Yeah, something like that. Love that bear. I don't want to make something that large, that detailed, or that intricate, that many pieces, and that big. I wanted a little bear, but I didn't want it to be a weird looking bear. Do you know what I'm getting at? Some of the bears are kind of weird looking. I wanted it to be cute and I wanted it to be adorable. And that made me go down the rabbit hole of bears. And then it's like, do I want knit or crochet? Well, I wanted to go for knit. So I didn't end up with knit. But I wanted to do a knit one. I did find some great ones. And then I'm back and forth. Do I want that one? Do I not want that one? I mean, look at this. And in part of the stuff that makes me want to do different ones is the finishing. The finishing and the yarn make a huge difference, because if you look at, this is on Etsy, I'm going to already show you, but if you look on Ravelry and you see people who you're like, that bear is adorable, and then you look at the projects that were made, and some of them are really cute and very close to what the designer had in mind, and others are special, right? You know, I know special, right? I do. And they got a lot of character, right? We know what that means. If the majority of them are in that category, then to get it to look like the designers, you're going to really have to use the yarn that they use. That type of a situation. It really makes a difference. So this is one, it's a little pocket teddy bear. Look how cute that is. And I think that is fantastic. And this is one of them that is, the yarn makes such a difference on that one. I don't know if I can find that one. Here's another one that I think is adorable. This one's on Ravelry. Look how cute that is. That is so adorable. And I like that softer shape. I think that is just, that just gets me. It just absolutely gets me. Let me see if I can find some of those. I was looking at teddy bears for way too long, just way too long, looking for teddy bears. I'm like, I want another one. All right, so here's the fluffy teddy that they don't have other pictures. Okay, so this is the first one that I showed. That's somebody else's interpretation of it. Okay, they don't think they did bad. I think they did pretty cute. They did a good job. But so that is one of them. So that's the fluffy teddy bear by V Knit Bee. And I don't have a problem paying for the pattern. I really, really don't. That does not bother me. I'm looking for a specific look. Yeah, I'm very picky sometimes, just overly. I think what it is I want to make something that's quick and easy, but the ones that I keep gravitating towards are not the quick and easy. Not to say that that one's necessarily difficult. And then this thing, oh my gosh, oh, this is on sale. That's a good sale. Right now, says sale ends in 19 hours and 13 minutes. So if you're watching it and you're interested in this, you might want to get it. It says it's a PDF teddy bear. Look at that. A little fat, looks more like a cat bear to me. And it's fat and it's adorable. Love that one. And that one, they're saying it's on sale right now for $2.16. It is 60% off. This is Forest Knitting Toys is the shop for that one. Yeah, I might have to get that one. That was not on sale when I first looked. I might have to get that one. I'm just saying. And then the other ones that get me are the little minis. This one right here, this is just a tiny little thing. It's on sale for $3.77. Look how cute that is. That is adorable. But part of that, for one, it's very, very tiny. And for whatever reason, we just think the tiny things are cute. But the yarn choices, what they're using a softer yarn, they might have like a strand of mohair or something along that line with it, or the Drops Kid Silk Haze or Rowan's Kid Silk or something along that line. Not all of them have to be super expensive is what I'm getting at. But that makes such a huge difference in the finished product. It just looks absolutely amazing. Okay, I'm gonna have to save this one for you guys too, because you probably want to see that one too, right? Yeah, you will. Of course you will. I mean, why wouldn't you? All right, so I've got a few things that I'm going to have to link. But there are so many. Okay, so I ended up, instead of getting one of the knit ones that I kept going around in circles on, and what stopped me is, I think, yeah, would this be a luxurious? Yes, it would. But this, and I do have, I believe, some mohair type stuff that I could put with it, or, you know, fluffy, just a nice little fluffy something. And then that right there would be such a gorgeous, just heirloom style teddy bear. And that's what I'm wanting to do. And didn't settle on anything. As you can see, I just got kind of waylaid with that. Ended up looking at, it's like, well, okay, fine. If I'm not going to pick out a knit bear, which was what I was going for, I've made some of the crocheted teddy bears, and you can search on YouTube for the 1 hour bear, and they are pretty cool. And there's free tutorials for the 1 hour bear, and by different designers. This one is by Med in Siva Toys. Look at that. That is the shape. That is absolutely adorable. I really like that. And she says that you can get that done in about an hour, hour and a half. That is a free tutorial on Ravelry. You can also go out to Etsy, and her patterns were on sale. It was $2. I bought the pattern to support the designer. I have made those types of bears before. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. So I'm sitting downstairs, and look, I have Chanel yarn. I know, crazy. This is the Dollar Tree Just Chanel. So I did this. I couldn't find, okay, I didn't want to look. I knew where my needles were. I just didn't want to go grab it. So I had a J hook or an F hook. Didn't like the F hook on it. So I'm doing a J hook, which is probably a little bit too big for this yarn for the stuffed animal. Don't care. So got the first one done. And then the second one is like the first one. You know, you snip the ends and everything. It's like, but don't snip the end. Okay, well, I snipped the end. All right. So here's foot 3. So I'm going to make at least 2 of them, right? I got more yarn. So I was like, I'm going to make 2. And work on it like that. And then I didn't have my stuffing next to me, and this does need some stuffing. Fine. Okay. Then I'm downstairs. Too lazy to go back upstairs and get my 3 legs, okay? Because I have 3 legs, right? Too lazy to go get my 3 legs to work on some yellow, cute little teddy bears that would make me happy. Right? I'm like, I want to do something. I don't want to work on my big projects. I don't want to look in the bag today. I don't want to. I've been finding so many wonderful, amazing things. I don't want to find another amazing thing right now because you know I'm gonna want to finish it. It's true, you know I will. So I'm like, I want to do something fast and easy. I want something done. I want to get something finished quickly. I want to win. I want to win. So I was too lazy to come upstairs and get these. So I'm downstairs and I have leftover yarn, the cake yarn from this blanket right here. You know, it's one of the big, huge cakes. And I didn't have enough yarn to go around the whole edge where the blue is to do one more full round. So of course I have that left, right? So, okay, it was sitting next to me and I'm pulling it out. It was sitting next to me and I had my size C crochet hook. So I started and I'm like, I got farther. I have legs, I have a body, I have a big head, and look, I have scrap yarn stuffing in the body and the head with the scrap yarn. So, you know, he's got yarn for brains. And there we have it. I am working on that. The little pieces, it's one of those great for the legs. You don't have to sew those on. The arms, as you can tell, you're gonna have to sew those on. The muzzle and the ears, those are gonna get sewn on. Not hard, not a hard pattern, absolutely adorable. But obviously it's still not 100% what I'm wanting. Stopped at about that part. Do I put safety eyes on it? I've got some small ones, but I still think those are gonna be pretty big. And since this is fingering weight yarn. And then I don't know where my beads are. You know, little black beads would work also for the eyes, or gasp embroider or something, or just leave it with no face. I don't know. I have these that I haven't even opened yet, but these are definitely too big. For this one, they're too big. I mean, they might work for my fluffy yellow thing, right? Because that's right. I've got these anime style eyes, right? So I just picked these up on Amazon. I don't remember the link, but you know, just the anime style eyes. You can always search for them and find the dealer that you like the best with the price and the options, right? The different options. So I've not used the anime style eyes before, but I do think that would make for some cute looks on it. And I don't know if that's really what I want to put on the yellow bear, but I might. So there I am with that. You know what I need to do? I need to just pick out one of the little teddy bears that's knit, because that's obviously what I want to do. But now I need to finish these bears first. Otherwise I have more parts and pieces. Although it was funny. At least it's funny to me. I think it's hilarious. I'm walking up the stairs with this and I showed hubby. I'm like, hey, what do you think? And he said, oh, I'm surprised Ellie didn't grab that. And I'm like, well, I just started it and everything, you know, so she didn't know about this one. Ellie's the granddaughter that will take the amigurumi parts and pieces and then make something else with it that, you know, my leftover, discarded, forgotten about, not finished. She finds them in my room, and she has made things out of stuff before. She made her mom 3 emotional support pickles with parts and pieces that she took together, or the other, you know, like this, with it had ends, and then sewed them together, right? She made her own little stuffed animals and then did a face on them, took some other scrap yarn and put a face on them. So he was hilarious. And I said, well, it's not done. He said, yeah, I could see her taking this and turning it into a keychain or doing something with it. I'm like, well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So I need to close its head up. Even if I don't do anything else with it, he's not wrong. I think it will end up on something and something glued to it or what have you, one on each side. And there we go. We now have arms and they look like wings. And I don't know, but I think if I finished the head and left these out, they would be sewn like this. This is what it would look like. I don't know what you would call it, but this is what it would be. Grandkids are amazing. I'm kind of tempted to leave parts out like that just to see if she does it. I mean, she might. It could happen. I think that's kind of cracking me up. I really like that. That's hilarious. But I think to satisfy that itch, and then why don't I just finish the platypus? I'm just saying, if I'm really craving to make a stuffed thing, which is crazy. I mean, I just did the stuffed mouse, right? The doll mouse, right, from one of my books, and the dress that went with her. And I'm working on a platypus. And we know how I am with amigurumi. And I have to finish it. And at least I'm not going to lose any pieces with the platypus because you knit them on. So it's not like I made pieces or what have you. And I have four more appendages. I have 2 arms, a leg, and a tail. That's what I have left on the platypus. And then dress it. Gotta dress it. I've got all the colors to dress it. But no, I want to make a teddy bear. I want to make a teddy bear. And the only thing that I'm firm on, and of course I have the pattern, is I don't want to make another big one like that, which is amazing. I love that one. I think it is perfect. And maybe I should make clothes for it, but I don't want to do that right now either. I know there's a lot of things. Oh, did my iPad die? There's a lot of things I know I don't want to do. Like, well, you know, go work on something. Like, well, you know, I'm being specific. I'm being picky. I don't know. Come on. There we go. iPad. Oh, my iPad died. Sad day. It didn't really die. It's just, oh, there it is. Why didn't it just wake up when I touched it? That's what it normally does. It didn't want to play. So on some of these designers, the lady that I just downloaded, or didn't, yeah, I did download. I did. See, she's got the teddy bear. It is absolutely adorable. The written pattern is on sale for $2, or you can go straight out to the YouTube channel. And even when you get the written pattern, I did that, like I said, to support her, and I wanted the written stuff. I like that. That just works in my brain really well. So she links back to a lot of things with the YouTube. It's like, hey, if you're not understanding this, here's my picture. Here's the pictures. She does have a lot of pictures in there. And I thought that was nice. And she's got some other cute things. Now, I have no idea if this dragon has a YouTube tutorial on it or not, but I'm not going to lie. I think it's adorable. Look at that. Isn't that cute? That is absolutely the little bunny rabbit there. And the dragons, as you can see, the price and what have you. But those are really cute. So I was checking those out, like, oh, I'm so going down the rabbit hole. I am so going down the rabbit hole. Run away, stop going down the rabbit hole. but I want to make the other ones. Okay, this one, this designer right here was just, yeah. The teddy bear, look at the little teddy bears. Look at those. That is the look that I want. And I did see some other ones where people had made it, and it is very much using the yarn that they're using and the soft touch details that do it. Because you look at it, the shaping and everything, those arms right there are not specifically shaped. That face is not really any different than a lot of the other teddy bears, but my gosh, I think it is the softness of the yarn and then the pulling in with the eyes and the nose. Okay, they did a good job with embroidering the nose. Mine always is like the little tip is like that. You know what I'm getting at? It's got character. We've discussed what character means. It's code for crooked, right? Mine always have character, but that little teddy bear and the way that they have it, and then they have her, you know, holding it in her hands and stuff, and just that one kept calling to me hardcore. And not only that, she's got clothes for it. Which you're like, why do you care if they have clothes? You never made the clothes for this one and you bought them. That's details. That's just being rude. That's those details. We don't want to discuss those. So this is the one that was calling me the most. It's the, look at the little outfit with that. Isn't that darling? That is the same bear, all dressed up in her little finest. And that to me is just the cutest ever. I'm like, oh, I want to make all the teddy bears. But If you've been around for a while and you've seen me when it comes to amigurumi, I have great aspirations. I want to do them. They're cute. I have lots of amigurumi books, and you're like, why? You don't really finish a lot of them. I know, but I have a lot of the books. They call to me. And then the patterns are so easy. You can do that late night shopping. Yeah, and you know, add to the cart and you just buy it before you realize it, and you're like, oh, I just bought that pattern. I just wanted to look at it. Okay, that's fine. That's what I'm doing. And that's where I'm at with all of these. And I think, like I said, the part that gets me on this is, now tell me this wouldn't be amazing, is the softness, the subtleness of the yarn. And this is an alpaca blend. It would be so soft and amazing. I think that's what it is. And then let's see, I have one here. I have some others. I know I have this. Okay, look. Okay, so look at that. Look at that. This is Rowan Kid Silk Haze. Gonna run these together. Yeah, it would be a decadent bear. I know this stuff is expensive. I get it. But what's it doing in my stash? Nothing. It's not doing anyone any good. So what if I make a teddy bear out of it? I can do it with anything. That's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Do you know how luscious that would be? A little tiny teddy bear with this. I mean, there'd be enough to make more than one, but oh my gosh. What's the yardage on this? It doesn't matter. It's like a little sip of yarn in comparison. This is gorgeous. Did I just talk myself into another project? Did I just talk myself into buying that pattern and making another project? You know, I have bear parts right here that aren't done. I have a bear that is being lobotomized right now, or at least it looks like it. It looks like it's in surgery. Just saying. And I have 3 legs. Okay, anyway, that's being sidetracked. All right, so this is Classic Elite yarn, 50 grams, 236 yards. They're recommending using a size 3 knitting needle. We use what we want to. So that is what the veil is. And like I said, it is luscious. 70% baby alpaca, 30% bamboo viscose, naturally undyed fibers. That is stunning. And then the Rowan Kid Silk Haze. I have this. I have never used the Kid Silk Haze. And I have some because Justine, who is local to me, does wonderful, wonderful little fairs and everything. She commented that she had some. I did buy it from her, and the person was originally going to make a gorgeous scarf. And I got all these colors, and I haven't done anything with it. So I don't have to make the scarf that they were going to do. Let's see. So the Kid Silk Haze is 25 grams and tiny, tiny writing. It is mohair. Yep, made in Italy. Beautiful. She got this at Lamb Shop. Ooh, Lamb Shop is still an open store, which is amazing, right? So many of them have closed. All right, 230 yards for this 25 grams. And these two mixed together would be absolutely luscious. The natural color, and they're both kind of a natural. This one's more of a white natural creamy one. But I think that fuzz, you got a beige color. Come on, get some yarn. Look at that. See, that would work. That would work. It would be beautiful. And then this would just give some fuzz to it. Oh, okay. I think I'm talking myself into things. All right, so today was supposed to be a little bit easier where I just kind of finish something and everything and not add more projects. This is why we weren't going to go through all the big stuff for the Tackle It series. Yeah, because I've been finding big things. It'd be okay if I found little things. I did find some things to rip out, though. That's a win, right? That's a win. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of big projects, and I think I just talked myself into another one. I really do need to finish that other bear. I need to, you know, give him a head. Poor little bear. It is kind of cute, though, isn't it? Right? And just leave it like that. It is kind of adorable. Yeah. So there we have it. And that's what we've got going on. And this is why I get into yarn crafting trouble. I did start clearing out my room some. There's a little bit more space in here to walk around and look at. The goal was to do more videos and everything, kind of showing the process. That didn't happen because it's too close to 4th of July and people start lighting off fireworks early. The dog's like, I need your attention. And being that he doesn't always cuddle, I'm taking it. Yeah, we know how that goes. I'm taking it. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, you know what? This is stunning. This right here is stunning. No, I'm not going to take my assigned pulling yarn, but I do have one skein that's just the gorgeous cream like that from a chick that knits. Look at those two. Oh, see, that's an even better color combo. Now, you know what that means though? I have to finish the shawl before I could use these two together. Because I have the cream color, it's just that. But I wouldn't wind it for that because, you know, I don't know how much of it I need. But that would be another fun, beautiful one. Oh my gosh. I have to see how many yards that thing says, because this thing has over 200 yards. If that's only like 100 yards, I could make 2 of them. Do I have another one of these? Oh, problem solved. I've got 2. Problem solved. I can do whatever I want. The world is my oyster. There we go. I could do anything. That's cool. I make lots of little bears. You know, I'm not making lots of little bears, but I could. And you know why I'm not making lots of little bears? Because after about the second or third one, I have some that I've made for my grandkids that are that size, so the little ones like that. And, you know, a couple of them have the ears. A couple of them don't have the ears. They look like they're little PJ Masks dolls and stuff. That, yeah, because I got tired of making all the parts. Yeah, because I had a little assembly line. I did. It was a little assembly line and everything made them. That'll get you. That'll get you every time. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I'm going to contemplate this. Probably going to go buy some teddy bear patterns that I don't need. But it's going to happen. I think I talked myself into making a teddy bear. Yeah. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.